found folded on her kitchen table. No envelope, just the paper, and his handwriting.
I did not come to Lagos looking for you. I want you to know that first, that I was minding my own business, walking through a market in the rain, with a good umbrella and nowhere particular to be. And then I saw you, standing in the middle of everything, with a broken umbrella and the face of a woman who had decided privately that the rain could go to hell. You were soaked through. You were magnificent. You did not move an inch. And something happened in my chest that I did not have a name for yet. Something that was not quite recognition, but was close to it. The way you recognize a language you did not know you had been waiting to hear spoken. I laughed. You know I laughed. You gave me that look, the one that could strip paint, the one that said, I did not ask for your commentary, and also, underneath, something else. I saw the something else. I have been thinking about the something else every day since. I want to tell you what it was like to stand next to you under that umbrella. Two strangers in the rain, in the middle of a Lagos market, with the whole city going on like it had no idea what was happening in this one small circle of dry. I held the umbrella higher than I needed to. I will admit this now. I held it higher so you would not have to stand so close, and still you were close enough that I could hear you breathing, and the rain was very loud, and I was very aware of where I ended and you began. When you said your name, I said mine back, and for a moment neither of us said anything else, and the market was noise, and the rain was noise, and between us there was a quiet that I have not been able to find again since, not in any room, not in any conversation, not in the middle of the night when Lagos finally lowers its voice, and I am awake looking at the ceiling and thinking, Ada. Just that. Ada. I want to tell you about the Buuka, about the pepper soup and the zinc roof, and the way the rain made conversation impossible, except that we talked anyway, through it, over it, underneath it, and I realized somewhere between the first bowl and the second that I had forgotten to be careful. That is the only way I can say it. I am a careful man. You know this about me. I give things slowly. I have learned, the hard way, the only way that really teaches, that giving everything at once is not love, but recklessness wearing love's clothes. And yet, somewhere in that corner Buuka, with the single bulb doing its best, and Mama Titi pretending not to listen, I gave you something I had not planned to give. I am not sure I know exactly what it was. I only know I felt it leave me, and I was not afraid. That has never happened before. I drew you before I had the right to. On the bridge, you were looking at the water, and the light was copper, and your hands were in your lap, the way hands go when the mind is somewhere else, open, still, unguarded. And I drew you in 6 lines, because 6 lines was all it took to hold what I was seeing, and what I was seeing was a woman who did not know she was the most interesting thing on the bridge. I have drawn you 4 times since. Each time I think I have it. Each time I find that I don't, not because I am drawing wrong, but because you keep becoming more than what I drew last time, more than 6 lines, more than any number of lines, the kind of thing that cannot be fully captured, only continuously approached. I will keep drawing you. I want you to know that. I will keep drawing you as long as you let me. Here is the thing I have not said yet, the thing underneath everything else, the thing I have been building towards since that first afternoon in the rain when you took me to task about an umbrella and I laughed from somewhere I didn't know was still open. I was not lonely before I met you. I want to be precise about this because I am a man who values precision and you are a woman who deserves it. I was not lonely. My life was full. The work, the practice, my father's voice on Sunday mornings, the drawings, the buildings going up in cities that will hold them long after we are gone. I was not empty, but I did not know, I could not have known, that there was a room in me that had been waiting for exactly the particular person who would argue about pepper pots and give her number like it was nothing, and walk back into the market without looking back, and not need to look back, because she had already decided. You walked back into the rain, and you did not look back, and I stood on that pavement, and I understood that this was who you were, a woman who decides and does not waver, and I thought, I am going to spend a long time trying to deserve that. Ada, I do not know yet what all of this becomes. I know the contract, I know Accra, I know the weight of every question we have not asked directly yet, but I know this. I know that the rain that day was not weather. I know that the broken umbrella was not misfortune. I know that I went back to the Buuka because I am a man who goes back to the things that matter every time they call him back, regardless of how many times he has to start again. I will always come back, Ada. To the Buuka, to the bridge, to the kitchen where you dry the plates, to the balcony where you watch the city like it belongs to you, because it does. To you. I will always come back to you. The rain does not apologize. Neither do I. P.S. Your jollof is better. I will never say this out loud, but it is better, and I think you already knew.